Welcome into the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham, and on today's show we have some breaking news as Mecole Hardman is heading to injured reserve, which means he'll miss at least the next 4 games. Did not play last week, hadn't yet practiced this week, and now the Chiefs make the decision to throw him on IR with an abdomen injury. And I got to be honest, I did not see this one coming for Mecole Hardman. I figured he'd miss a week, he'd be back this week, at worst next week, but no, that is not the case. Now he'll miss at least a total of 5 weeks going back to this past game that he already missed, and this is a somewhat notable loss. Now, the raw stats don't jump off the page for Mecole Hardman, but he's come up with some big plays, 6 total touchdowns on the year as well. He's been a guy that's come up big in some big spots this year, and there's been a few times where he's been open and Mahomes either hasn't gone to him or he's missed the throw. So I think those numbers are actually kind of deflated a little bit. I think he's been better than what the raw numbers suggest so far this year. And now you look at this depth chart heading into this big matchup with the Chargers on Sunday. Hardman's obviously not going to play. He's on IR. JuJu Smith-Schuster in concussion protocol. I don't have high hopes for him playing this week, which leaves you a little bit thin at the wide receiver position for this matchup. So keep an eye on that for this one. But obviously for Hardman, it's going to be for the next 4 games. So he'll miss the Chargers on Sunday Night Football, Rams next week, at the Bengals, and at the Broncos. So we won't see him till at least week 15, which is a bummer for him. I think the Chiefs should be fine. Assuming JuJu only misses a game here. Now, if he were out for a while, then you're a little bit thin. But I think overall the Chiefs will be okay without Mecole Hardman. You got Kadarius Toney, who can do a lot of the same things, if not a few more things than Hardman can do. Maybe you just ramp him up a little bit faster than expected. But for Hardman, it's a bummer. He's on a contract year, and missing a month certainly does not help his cause to pitch to the Chiefs that he's a guy to keep around. What's your one-word reaction to this Hardman news? Let me know down in the comment section below. Your one-word reaction to Mecole Hardman heading to injured reserve. I'll give you 2 words. Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham Jr. is my reaction to Mecole Hardman. Not that they're similar receivers necessarily, but with JuJu banged up, and MVS has been a little bit banged up. Now Hardman's on IR. How about go out and get Odell Beckham, who last year in 12 games on the season had 593 yards, 7 touchdowns, was good in the playoffs before he suffered that knee injury in the Super Bowl, which you see right there. But OBJ rumors have been swirling, and reportedly he will pick from one of these 5 teams toward the end of the month. The Dallas Cowboys, the New York Giants, the Buffalo Bills, the San Francisco 49ers, and the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think the Chiefs have a lot to offer with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. They're a little bit banged up at receiver now. Go get Odell Beckham Jr. If he wants to become a Chief, go sign him. I mean, this is a guy I would go and get today, even if he's not going to be ready for a couple of weeks. Get him up to speed on the playbook, and then boom, month of December gets here, stretch run, and then have him full throttle for the playoffs. I'm all in on OBJ. I'd like to go get him. With or without Hardman, he's a guy I would target. Should the Chiefs go sign Odell Beckham Jr.? What do you guys think? Type S for sign or P for pass. Get your votes in and let me know down in the comments. And I'll tell you this, if the Chiefs go out and sign OBJ, we're going to go live here on the Chiefs Report and pop some champagne because it's going to be a lot of fun. So be sure to subscribe, turn on those notifications. If Odell Beckham becomes a Chief, we're going to have you covered here on this channel, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Hit the notification bell, select all. That way you never, ever miss a video. All right, let's talk about another receiver through a tight end. As Travis Kelce had another episode of his podcast with his brother and said basically that he can't believe that the Chiefs were able to trade for Kadarius Toney, was shocked that the Giants moved him. Here's what he had to say. He said, "I don't know how he got out of that building. I don't get it one bit. I don't even want to know what happened over there. I am just extremely happy that Brett Veach, the GM, found a way yet again to get an unbelievably talented player in this building. Ever since he's been in the building, it's been, man, this dude's smart. Man, this dude's crazy athletic. Man, this guy has a lot of confidence. When you have a lot of confidence, that means you understand what's going on out there. You're seeing things. You know how to attack it. This goes back to being a smart player and being a smart person. He's been a great teammate. And I think that last part of it is the most important. We know Kadarius Toney is talented. We know he's an athletic freak. But if he's blending in the locker room and gelling with his teammates and, doing everything the coaches are asking of him, then you're good to go because Toney can play. There's no doubt about that. Had 90 total yards last week. Look, it's a couple weeks. It's very early on, but the early signs have been encouraging here. I think there's a lot to be encouraged with. And look, opportunity has struck with Mecole Hardman going to injured reserve. Kadarius Toney's role is about to increase quicker than he even probably thought. So we'll see how he handles this. I thought he handled it well last week without Toney playing, or without Hardman playing. But now Hardman's not going to be here for at least a month. So Kadarius Toney has a chance to really put his mark on this Chiefs offense over the next several weeks. Now, revisiting this trade between the Chiefs and Giants, third-round pick and a sixth-round pick. Who won the trade? And obviously it's early, but if you had to say right now, who won it? Type KC for the Chiefs, type NYG for the Giants. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. BetUS, the place to go if you want to go bet on Chiefs football games, MVP odds, divisional odds, Super Bowl odds. You can do it all at BetUS. Go to chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Plug in our promo code Chiefs125 to get 125% deposit bonus. This week, the Chiefs are 6-point road favorites at the Chargers. The total over-under between the two teams is 51. It's kind of funny how Vegas works. My prediction was 31-21. That would be 52 points. So I think they're kind of right at it in the over-under. Chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Promo code is Chiefs125. I also wanted to mention this when it comes to Kadarius Toney. Herbie Teope, hearing from special teams coordinator Dave Tobe, says that Toney is the punt returner going forward. He added that, quote, he's something with the ball in his hands. Yeah, I mean, he's dangerous. That's what he is. You love to see it, and especially with Hardman on IR now. Kadarius Toney will certainly handle the punt return duties, and I think get more involved in the offense over the next several weeks. So that'll be exciting. We'll see what he does this Sunday night against the Chargers. Should be a good time. All right, are the Chiefs out on Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Is he on the outs at this point? I think it's something worth talking about as Isaiah Pacheco has kind of been given the keys to the lead running back spot on this football team at this point. Now, Andy Reid shot this down a little bit. He said, what I love about Clyde is Clyde wants to play, so I wouldn't expect anything less than that. How he's handled it, though, it's like a pro, but he wants to play. I would think less of him if he didn't want to play. It's not because of his ability. See, that last part, he's saying, his demotion isn't because of his ability. Look, if Andy Reid's not going to say it, I will. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, guys, he's a rotation back. Nothing more, nothing less. He's got value. I think he'll be in the NFL for a few years because he does everything fairly well, but he does nothing great. He doesn't have great burst. He's been underwhelming as a ball catcher in his career, which is something I thought would be a major strength. He's just an okay NFL running back. You look at his career numbers, and that would suggest so. 4.4 is actually a decent average, but when you don't get a lot of 10-plus, 20-plus runs, you kind of just are what you are. 1,600 yards in 32 career games, I mean, that's average for a guy who's been a primary starter. As a receiver, 72 catches in almost 3 seasons now. I thought he'd be a guy that would catch 60 balls a year for this team, and that has not been the case. Again, I'm not saying he's a bad player, that he's even been a bad player, but come on, we could be honest with ourselves. It's okay to admit that drafting Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the first round was a bad pick. I mean, let's just call it what it is. It was a bad pick. I think they thought he was going to be more explosive than he's been, and it just hasn't worked out at a high degree. Again, he could be a good rotation guy, but there's a reason that a 7th-round rookie, Isaiah Pacheco, who has shown he's better than a 7th rounder, but still has unseated him already. I mean, I think that's very telling. And how about this? I'll add this on top of it as well. Andy Reid saying it has nothing to do with his ability. The Chiefs tried to claim Eno Benjamin off waivers, so they're still looking for answers at running back to try and add to this room. So I don't buy it when they say, Clyde's, it's not an ability issue, this and that. I think there's a real chance he's not on this team next year. I think he could get cut after this season. I'll ask you guys that question. Will Clyde Edwards-Helaire be on the roster next year? Type Y for yes, type in for no. I think the answer is Probably no, and that's okay. You don't hit every single draft pick. This was a miss by Brett Veach. It goes down sometimes. Be honest with me. Y for yes and for no. Will Clyde Edwards-Helaire be on this team next year?